We always say that it has to do with China. I'm going to link it back because we're going to talk about paddlefish.
Yes.
And I'm going to link it to America in some phantom way.
Yes,
okay?
yes, you are.
So the Chinese paddlefish. So it's this massive fish with this big spoon bill, basically.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Kind of looks like a platypus, but very slender and long, which lived for 200 million years, is now extinct in the wild.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I believe there was none in captivity either.
No, they're not. It's gone.
What if I told you that I've eaten a paddlefish fairly recently?
I believe you.
Okay. There's a reason for that. Now, these paddlefish went extinct. This is paddlefish, by the way.
On a plate.
On a plate. These paddlefish went extinct due to human activity. You have overfishing, you have polluting of rivers, all this kind of stuff, right? Now, why is it on this plate? Well, it's because Chinese people have a taste for paddlefish.
Yes.
This is Huizhou, city of about 5 million people. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like, I don't know,
it says nine. You know, there's one thing about Baidu. When you search for a specific restaurant or something, it only shows the first 10 results.
Yeah.
So there could be more.
In.
Yeah, no, there could be a lot more anyway.
So this is the actual restaurant that I went to, if you guys are interested. Now, they
have paddlefish. Wan Liu Hu.
Yeah, Wan Liu Hu.
You Guan or whatever.
Yeah. So basically, this place sells paddlefish, and they have them live swimming. So I was very concerned. I was like, holy crap, we're going to eat paddlefish? It's like an endangered species. It wasn't extinct then, but it was endangered. Right?
Yeah.
Turns out, they've been importing American paddlefish.
Yeah, it's American paddlefish they breed.
And it does taste great, right?
Okay, yeah.
And they're not rare. No, they're not rare. I mean, they're farmed, right?
Yeah.
And that's totally fine. But that's why I was confused, because it looked very similar.
Yeah.
So when I found out about this news, I was like, oh no, I ate one of those.
Yeah. Don't worry, it's not the same thing. No, it's the giant Chinese paddlefish from the Yangtze River.
Right.
That's the one that's gone extinct.
Right, that's right.
I want to tie this back into China's insatiable... I want to say desire or hunger, but I'd rather like to say greed instead when it comes to, basically taking natural resources. It's one of those things that's born out of the Cultural Revolution.
Yeah.
And, when you have a situation where everyone's starving to death, as soon as you have the opportunity to take something, you take all of it.
You do, or
because
you die.
you're worried about, you're never going to have that opportunity again. So we see this with the absolute pillaging of the local wildlife in China. We've talked about it plenty of times, but when you cross the border from Hong Kong into Shenzhen, the birds disappear. This is not a joke. This is actually, go, when you cross that border, because in Hong Kong you've got, especially, and there's a shared estuary between Shenzhen and Hong Kong, which has the Hongshuling, it's like Shenzhen Bay area. They've got tons of birds there, but that's a bird sanctuary. I'm talking about when you actually go into the city.
You know what? You know what's funny?
What?
You know my father-in-law, right?
Sure.
You know how I raise ravens and crows?
Yeah.
So I'm in the process of training them. I thought he was going to be super weirded out. He kind of was. But I was like, now when you go back to China, you can, tame some. And I was like, what am I talking about? There's nothing. And I asked him, and he's like, I haven't seen a raven or a crow since I was 5 years old.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Hong Kong, you sit down, you get lots of those little LBJs, whatever, little brown jobs, thrush or whatever that thing's called.
Little
whatever.
Chickadees and stuff, yeah.
Like finch. I think it's finches.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get all these finches and stuff flying around and eating at your table and stuff. And, you got birds, and people actually go to Hong Kong to, the wetlands and stuff there to take pictures of special birds and all that. They've got bird sanctuaries. When you cross into mainland China, there are none. Like in Shenzhen, there are just none. Of course, you do get birds, but they are so few and far between. Are you going to talk about the cranes?
No.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
So we went for Chinese New Year. We always have to make the rounds and go to all the different families' houses. And there's this one rich family that lives in the middle of nowhere, but they live in a real terrible concrete box. But it's got a ton of floors, so it's rich, right?
Yeah.
And I heard tweeting, and they have a lot of land, right? It's not theirs, but they can use it for growing vegetables and stuff. They have a lot of land and stuff, and they're like, go pick papayas and stuff. And I was like, sweet. I was like, I hear chirping. This is amazing. What I saw was everything was covered in a massive net, and there was all these tiny little birds stuck in them, dying and chirping.
Really?
And I was like, what are these birds doing? They're getting stuck in this netting, And the uncle came down and said, oh yeah, that's great. And he threw them in a bucket. He's going to cook them later.
Yeah, of course. No, they put the poachers put up those nets. Yeah, look, it's kind of devastating what's happened to the wildlife in China. And so they have completely outfished all their rivers. They've put a ban now on fishing in the Yangtze River, or something like a 20-year ban or something.
Yeah, something like that. I'm glad it's measures.
It's about time.
Right.
I doubt they'll be able to enforce it. But all the fish in the seas around China have been fished dry. Why do you think you get all these like conflicts in the South China Sea, etc., etc.? And I got something else I'd like to show you, which I talk about this every once in a while, but like I don't think people take me serious. But the Intelligence Bureau of South Africa has released this. A massive fleet of Chinese trawlers is plundering the already troubled waters of South Africa. Allegedly, the transponder beacons go off at night and trawlers come into protected waters and then exit before light. Harvesting ships are near to process the fish and shark fins.
We went to restaurants that would claim that the fish was from South Africa, and I always thought that was weird. I was like, really?
They're super famous. They get all the abalone or abalone or whatever the hell you call it.
Abalone, yeah.
Whatever. So they get all the abalone from South Africa. They also get all the fish and the shark fins and stuff like that from the coast of South Africa. And they harvest the crap out of everything. They fish the place dry. And like you see there, this is the Intelligence Bureau of South Africa, which probably, to be honest... is not very intelligent. Okay, okay, but whatever. They've got fishing trawlers that go in there, turn off their transponders, go in at night, fish like as much as they want, go back out to their processing ships, process all this stuff, make sure everything's full, and then send it back to China.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't the South African government aren't they super harsh on subsistence fishermen?
Absolutely, they've got.
Right. You were telling me earlier.
You need permits to catch anything. And they're super strict. They've got these nature conservation guys or whatever that actually go down to the beach.
South Africa's serious about conservation.
Yeah, big time. And they will be like, oh, yeah, take out a measuring thing and that's too big, and they'll fine you or arrest you or something. They're pretty harsh. You have to stick to the rules. So the local people are being screwed over, but China can come in and fish the seas dry with impunity.
No repercussions. They're probably rewarded.
Yeah, I mean, they're in cahoots with the South African government anyway.
Figured.
But I mean... this just kind of ties into the whole paddlefish, being extinct thing. China will be responsible for the extinction of the majority of species in the world if it's just left unchecked. It's just the way it is. And it's unfortunate, but look at what happened to the rhinos. Why? And the pangolins. Why? Because Chinese traditional medicine demands rhino horn or pangolin scales or whatever.
That's the thing is, if the money's there, the government doesn't care.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's the issue is that if you were a conservationist, if you did stick up for animals and species and plants and all this kind of stuff in China, you wouldn't be allowed to organize. That's the issue.
No.
So the government doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
People are rewarded monetarily. They're not punished.
Yeah.
And then no one's allowed to create grassroots groups to help things out.
I mean... look, this is what's being done clandestinely, right? So imagine you allow them in with the Belt and Road Initiative.
Right.
And it's allowed to just be done.
That's what we're warning against.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally. Welcome to the Royal Rumble.
Who do you want to see get their ass whipped the most?
I must say, I'm very biased against the Shills. I hope they all get a beat down.
We have no idea what's going to happen in this match.
Cannot wait.
Are you ready to rumble?
Sarah AI.
Take a look at that. She's showing off. Is Tractor gonna throw Chinese Ox out?
Cool
It's Cool Gamer
Nathan.
Nathan.
My
Subway
goodness.
Wonder Man. Subway Wonder Man.
Is he out? Flying through the air like a missile and slammed into the mat.
And the engineer, Neil Dentech.
Neo Dentech!
Oh, Chinese Ox out of the way.
Oh, and it's Clapman. This roster.
Oh, Sina's out. Wait, I'm kicking your ass now? What's going on? Look, everybody wants Raging Roger out of there.
Raging Roger is out!
Oh, well.
Wow!
He's going for strike, brother.
Wow.
Oh, that was close. I
With an
cannot
upset.
believe it.
Oh my goodness!
That is, that's insane.